Darth Vader kills and defeats the Bad Batch. I know, it's a very interesting theory of one that I think in time can be proven through what we've seen in Star Wars as of now from these characters. Clone Force 99, aka the Bad Batch, is a relentless force of genetically modified clones who, by every definition of the word, are an elite fighting force that seemingly so, as of right now, from what we've seen, cannot be stopped. They are the best when it comes to working together and fighting off whatever force may come across their way. No one can defeat them. No bounty hunter, no assassin, not even the Empire with all its might and power is able to drain them out and defeat them once and for all. But that does not exactly mean that there isn't anybody who can't defeat them. If there is one person in the entire universe who can come up with the job of doing that task and killing the Bad Batch once and for all, only he can do that. Only Darth Vader, the most powerful entity in the entirety of the galaxy. At this point, he's already been created as Darth Vader during the time of the Bad Batch having escaped from Order 66, especially now that we know that there's been a time jump from Bad Batch Season 1 to Bad Batch Season 2. It only makes sense that it be this way. What if the entire of the Bad Batch series just ends with our boys and Omega fighting off Vader in an attempt to fully escape the Empire for good? I truly believe that would be the best way for this show specifically to go out. As it stands, the only other person who could probably get to them is Palpatine, but at this point in the galaxy, he's not going to worry about them. He'd leave that task for Vader to do. Palpatine at this time is too preoccupied getting his empire together and still having control of the Senate. Of course, this theory is also predicated on the fact that the Bad Batch would have to be defeated. In certain cases, they don't have to be eliminated, but they would at least need to make sure that they don't affect the original trilogy timeline. They could show up in the Rebels timeline or even Mandalorian if they could get that far, but with that in mind, it just can't put them in a position that it affects A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. But as we stick with the main theme of this video, the point is to theorize that it will be Vader who takes them out, or at least some of them. I would even theorize that maybe Hunter and Omega get out, but the rest don't. Along with this, as we've seen in one of the last episodes of Bad Batch, with Cody going AWOL, he could join up with the Bad Batch and fall in line with falling to Vader's hands. That would truly be sad, since his character is so beloved. We obviously know someone like Rex can't die at the hands of Vader, since he survives through until even during Rebels. With how dark in some episodes the show of the Bad Batch has been, it would not surprise me if this ended up happening. Bad Batch is primarily a kid's show, but like Clone Wars, it has its adult themes to it as well, and Vader just going in on the Bad Batch while they at least give him a fight is something I would love to see, and potentially others as well. And I imagine there might be some Star Wars purists out there who would think I'm crazy for even conjuring up this theory, considering it wouldn't even be a match for Vader because he'd kill them pretty quickly and easily for not being Force users and not having lightsabers. I'm telling you, I think the Bad Batch could easily give the man a fight. Of course, we know they'd lose, but they would go out fighting and trying to the very last breath, especially since they know how important Omega is to survive. I would also say lastly that it would be kind of poetic if this series also ended with Vader. We saw with the final episode of the Clone Wars show that the last character to ever be on screen was in fact Vader. I think that would also be awesome if a show like The Bad Batch, which is very much like a Clone Wars, also ended that way. Of course, as I said, that is predicated on whether or not my theory is correct. If the Bad Batch really does go, maybe either Vader or Omega would be the last character we see on screen. Or if Omega and Hunter survive, they'd be the last two to be seen on screen, which would also make sense. I know some people might not want a different ending than what we got in the Clone Wars, but again, it's just a theory. But as all theories tend to go, they come with speculation, discussion, and conversation. That is what I want to hear down below in the comment section. What are your feelings on this theory of mine, and do you think it is possible that that could be where the series eventually goes? Let's create a discussion and talk about it. I've really been enjoying the start to the Bad Batch Season 2, and it made me want to make this video. I hope you all enjoyed, and if you did, drop a like on the video and subscribe to this channel if you want to see more Star Wars content. I know this would be something fairly new to me and outside the norm of what I've done on this channel, but I do think it would be cool for me because I am such a massive Star Wars fan and someone who hopes to eventually work on a Star Wars project in the future. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, be safe out there, and may the Force be with you all.